taking a break. I'm writing letters to my friends that are behind the wall. While I'm doing this, I was listening to the let's check it out, hold on.
Your mistakes in a negative way.
Jay Shetty podcast with Jelly Roll, and they're just like talking about mental health and everything. Because when I did the video of when a dear friend of mine was saying that the individual that she was involved with is a dumpster fire, or, you know, in those senses, I just thought about it, like, no, you know, like, we all have history, we all have trauma, we all have things that were passed down to us, mental illness, alcoholism, drug abuse, and so forth. Now, in this podcast, they touch a lot of good notes, you know, like, especially about communication, which me and my friend Rebecca, who was on, who gave us the Tennessee update, she's gonna come on and talk about it. But I'm just sitting here writing these letters, and it's hard, you know, like my one buddy, he was a really good friend of mine. I met him at a time in my life to where life was good. I had, you know, the girls, the money, partied a little more than I should, and he ended up getting sent behind the wall for, you know, he got letters, and apparently he sent two people along their way, right, along their journey to their next adventure, as you would say, you know. And my nephew, he's like, you know, because this individual would basically come over, stay a week with me. Before I picked up and relocated, he was there the last few days. He stayed with me until my bride came. But there was also times to where, like, you know, I wasn't home, he'd go chill with my mom and nephew, because my mom and nephew did come from out of town and they'd stayed a weekend, and he'd come down and he'd be on Cheat CC and looking up, they'd be playing Star Wars on the Wii, and he'd be over there all like strapped up, vest on, whatever. They didn't know it. My mother knew it, but my nephew didn't. He was like 4 or 5 at the time. But now, as time went on, my nephew found out a lot about him, because he's always like, hey man, how's Uncle doing? I was like, well, you know. He's like, damn. And then he's like, wait, you guys had me around a individual that was convicted of this and that? Did he do it? I was like, I don't think he did do it, you know. Was he capable of doing it? Oh yeah, most definitely. But, and again, you know, like, my nephew can't wrap his head around, like, damn, why would you have me around individuals like that? And I'm like, because he was my friend. And rather you have a 9 to 5, you have your own business, or you're hustling, or you're a debt collector, a street sweeper, or whatever you are, as long as you treat me good, I'm gonna give back, right? And I don't care what you do, as long as you're not harming women or children or abusing animals. Besides that, you know, it is what it is. But yet people like tend to realize that in certain lifestyles, you're not just going out doing things to innocent people. There has been times where, yeah, sure, there's innocent people being struck by ricochets or strays, or, you know, through history I'm speaking about. And it's a shame. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a background on him, so I'm like writing him a letter. And it just sucks, you know. He got double life sentence, so great dude, you know. He was someone that, like, he said, you know, he said, you have to have faith. He said, I know that you're an atheist, and along my journey I became like a Gnostic, right? Like, I believe there's something higher, a higher power. Not sure what it is, but I'm more like energy. But he was a Muslim, and he always told me, you know, you gotta have something to believe in. Life without having belief is worthless. And then I'm like writing my little brother. Then I'm writing a friend of mine, the one that I actually made the video about with the mental illness. Are we crazy? Is he a fire dumpster? and everything else. And I'm just sitting here like thinking about everything and memories, and it's just crazy how things are and how life turns out. And it's all from yourself, your accountability, you know. Well, it's all your fault of the situations you allowed yourself in, the people you bring around you, the people you let come into your personal space, right? And I would say those three people, man, they're, of course, it's their fault that they're, you know, behind the wall, but a lot of it came from people that they loved and people that they cared, and people that steered them wrong and they manipulated them, right? They betrayed them. They just fucked them over, basically, you know, like in one sense or another, you know, to drive them to what they did. Yet it's their own fault for allowing it to happen. I'm just sitting here like, this past month's been rough, you know. My buddy E died. I didn't talk to him in years. Then I found out Big J, my roof buddy, passed, and then the whole hurricane thing happened, and that was just devastating. Got the car running, been working. Actually took a nice, what did I do? It was like a 200-mile roadie. I don't know if you know what roadie is. Roadie's an app to where you can pick up packages and deliver them, whether it's prescriptions, Home Depot loads, PetSmart, airport things. So it was like a 200-mile run. Did that. Test ran the car. Still need some work. But that was like the first time in probably a year that I've been out of a 4-mile radius of this area, and I'm somebody that's so used to ripping and running and going that it was definitely like soul cleansing, and it was peaceful and awakening, you know. I was like, damn, like I don't feel trapped no more. Because I think that was like one of my biggest issues this past year was I sold my blue car, and I was like, damn, I should have just bought a windshield for it, and I'm stuck with this hoopty, one problem after another, and I just felt like I was getting defeated, right? Plus, like, everything else going on in my personal life, and that's where my whole sensory overload attitude came from. It's like, okay, I'm not stressed out, I'm not pissed off, it's just, I have so much on my mind, whether it's my bills, my dog, my family, everything else, it's sensory overload. It's just overloading, my cup's overflowing, and I just need to chill. And it's not easy, you know. It's difficult, and then I still need to go take the state board test, which I gotta get that done. If not, all the scoring was for nothing. But later this evening, we're gonna have Rebecca back on, and we're gonna talk about communication and single women and single men, and just get females' perspectives. And, you know, see what goes on with that. Take a trip into their mind, or her mind, because, you know, she's speaking for herself. She's not speaking for all women. Just like when I speak for myself. I don't speak for all men. And yeah, just wanted to make this update. It's been a long time since I had my hand on some paper and the pen to the line, so gotta go down and get me a stamp. Man, I remember when stamps were what, like 10 cents, 9 cents? I don't know, they were cheap. Now they're like 42 cents or something. Gotta send these out. See, I don't like that whole electronic thing, like the secrecy or correct link, and then what's the other one I gotta talk to for my partner in the feds? Correct link, I use that for my homie in Graterford, and Somerset, and then I use like another one. Is it Core Links? I don't know. I know there's one I use for the feds, and I'm just like, dude, it's like, I'd rather just like handwrite your letter, because I ain't, you know. And then I gotta send another letter out. My one cousin, he just got shipped downstate. He's out there in Kentucky. They've been moving him around. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know. They moved him awfully fast. Still family though, until I know what's going on, you know. But yeah, figure I could. Oh, I fell down. I fell down the steps. It's that time of the year to where it's kind of cold out, right? And then when it rains, it kind of gets a little slick. I didn't go down all 14. I caught myself, bang, landed on flat on my back like a pancake. I was like, oh. So besides that, like my sciatic nerve was acting up, and I'm sure tomorrow I'm gonna feel lovely. It's gonna be great. So yeah, it's good. I ran across this Jay Shetty podcast, and they're talking about mental illness and just like everybody, they have their own style of dealing with it. They have their own style of communication, kind of like boxers, right? Some are southpaw, some are defensive, some are more aggressive, some are offense fighters. So the thing is, we always gotta take time to learn about people that's in our lives and that's close to us, so we have an understanding. You can't always be me, because you got to be that way when it comes to looking yourself in the mirror. This is what I did wrong, and it's all me, my fault. But like when you're dealing with other individuals, you actually gotta sit back and listen to them and understand what they're saying, and not worry about relating to them with a story or a reply or ridiculing them. I have a lot of friends that I talk to, and every time I say something, they're like, blah, blah. I'm like, damn, dude, like I'm just trying to vent. I don't need to get ran into the ground. But yeah, I don't know if any of this makes any sense. I gotta get back to this letter. It's halfway done, and then I'm going to the post office, and I'll see you.